Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom, there lived a wise and knowledgeable man known for his deep understanding of life's mysteries. People from all over the kingdom would come to him seeking guidance and wisdom. One day, a young man approached him with a heavy heart. He had just lost his father and was struggling to make sense of the tragedy. He asked the wise man, "Why did God allow this to happen? What is God's plan, and how can we trust him?" The wise man paused for a moment and then shared a story. He said, "Long ago, there was a great emperor who ruled a vast and prosperous empire. He was loved by his people and respected by his enemies. But one day, the emperor fell ill, and despite the best efforts of his doctors, he could not be cured. His advisors were worried because they knew the emperor had no heir. They feared that when the emperor died, the empire would fall into chaos and destruction. So, they decided to find a successor, someone who was wise, just, and capable of ruling the empire. They searched far and wide for such a person, but couldn't find anyone worthy of the task. Then, one day, a young boy came forward. He was poor and uneducated, but he had a kind heart and a pure soul. The advisors were skeptical at first, but they decided to test the boy's worthiness. They gave him a series of challenges, each more difficult than the last. To their surprise, the boy succeeded in every challenge. He showed wisdom, courage, and compassion, proving that he was indeed worthy of being the emperor's successor. The advisors asked the boy how he had managed to succeed where others had failed. The boy smiled and said, "I did not do it alone. I had faith in the emperor's plan. I knew that if I did my best, the emperor would guide me." The wise man looked at the young man and said, "My son, just as the boy had faith in the emperor's plan, we too must have faith in God's plan. We may not always understand why things happen the way they do, but we must trust that God has a plan for us. We must have faith that whatever happens occurs for a reason and that everything will work out for the best in the end." The young man listened to the wise man's story and thought deeply about it. He realized that he had been so caught up in his grief and pain that he had forgotten about the bigger picture. He had forgotten that there was a purpose to everything, even his father's death. He thanked the wise man for his wisdom and left feeling much lighter and more at peace. As he walked away, he realized that the wise man's story was not just about God's plan, but about the power of faith and trust. He understood that when we have faith, we can overcome even the most difficult challenges. He learned that when we trust in something greater than ourselves, we can find peace and meaning in our lives. So, the young man continued on his journey, carrying with him the wisdom of the wise man's story. He knew that he would face many more challenges in life, but he also knew that if he had faith and trust, he would be able to overcome them all. In life, we all face many challenges and obstacles, and it's easy to get lost in the struggle and lose sight of the bigger picture. But if we can have faith and trust that there is a purpose to everything, we can find the strength and courage to keep going. Remember that just like the boy in the story, you too can overcome even the toughest challenges if you have faith and trust in something greater than yourself, whether it's God, the universe, or your own inner strength. Believe that you have what it takes to face whatever comes your way. Life is a journey, and we don't always know where it will take us. But if we can trust in the journey, we can find joy and meaning in every step. So keep moving forward, my friend, and never give up on your dreams. With faith and trust, anything is possible.